The one silver lining as well. I think the one silver lining.
Good job Ian Morseman's not on his seat.
Not what?
Good job Ian Morseman's not have to sit in this seat.
Exactly. Good evening, listeners. I know some of you have been there a while. This is Rob Worrell at Solihull Moors, Damson Park. Solihull against Shots from the National League. Very windy night, pretty cold. And myself and Alan Baldwin will be bringing you the game tonight. Please forgive us doing most of our preparation in the bar. It's such a lovely bar here, and a good opportunity to prepare in the warm prior to coming out here and facing the wind and the cold and everything else. We are less than 10 minutes now, I think, from kickoff. Yeah, 9 minutes away. Al and I are all finally honed and ready. We think so anyway. We're going to do our best. And the Shots have made a few changes tonight, 3 I think in total. Also, depending on how you look at it, a change in goal as well, because Jordi van Stapperschurf has kept his place after playing in the last few games in other cups. And this evening the other 2 changes are in those attacking 2 positions behind Jack Parham, where the Shots have gone for whatever you want to call it, the youth, the pace, the pressing ability of Tyler Frost and Max Mullins over the technical qualities, if you like, of James Henry and Josh Barrett. Josh Barrett not in the squad at all tonight, so having a complete rest. Hopefully that's all it is and there's no other issues. Ollie Scott, of course, went off on the weekend injured. That's when Aaron Jones came on to replace him, and that's the back 3 that Shots start with this evening. Be interesting to see whether stick your microphones on now. That's yours. Yeah, that one, that's it. Yeah, we'll say good evening to Alan Baldwin, who's had a shorter journey than I this evening. How are you, Al?
Fine, yeah, just straight down the M42 from Derby.
What do you think
on as usual, but not too bad.
Thoughts initially on the... I'll go through the full team, but I think the regular listeners will get the gist of those changes that I've mentioned. Obviously, Scott went off injured, so can't start. Aaron Jones does start. He is the skipper. He came on and did well, both defensively and with that rasping goal on Saturday. Do you think he'll start on the left side? Do you think they'll start as they finish with him on the left and Bird? Because Bird can play the other side, and Aaron, you think, would be more comfortable on the
You think Ellison's going to be in the centre?
Yes.
Whatever happens.
Yes.
Yeah. So if they have to choose a left back, I think Bird will probably be there and Jones on the right. That's my feeling, anyway.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that does change. What about those other changes? Shots, I don't know whether it was with just freshening things up in mind, or whether they suspected that maybe Morrison and Whitmore would both play tonight and they wanted the young legs against the older experienced legs. One of those is rested, Morrison, and a low knee comes in alongside Whitmore.
Yeah, Marshall Oakley has come. He was playing right back for the previous games, but with Morrison going out of the squad, I think he can play centre back. I've noted on his profile, so he'll be alongside Whitmore, I think, with the club captain James Clark coming back in right back. He's a very good player, and I'm sorry to hear that he's come back from injury.
Yeah, there have been a few good players that have been in and out with injuries. They are able to call upon the services from the start tonight of their 2 top scorers, 9 goals each actually, Connor Wilkinson and Jack Stevens. And it's testimony to Stevens that he's got 9 goals, because he's by no means played the whole season, has he?
No, he's been missing the last couple of games. In fact, there's 3 players that have come back from injury. Those 2 we mentioned, Stevens and also James Clark, and the third one is the centre midfield Jamie Osborne, who's been at the club for 6 years. He's always impressed me every time I've seen him. He's that sort of streetwise central midfield player, but he's very creative as well. I was sorry to see that he was coming back into the side.
Yeah, I mean, he really peaked, didn't he, in those playoffs last season? Was absolutely purring through them, using all his experience. And so when you put together the combined qualities of Osborne and Stevens and Connor Wilkinson, the shots are going to be up against it. They've got a mixed record here, of course. That famous first visit was the tour of duty, the 2-0 win back in the Kundai Benyu Idris Kanu days. Yeah, and then a difficult run after that with a few defeats. But the last 2 seasons here, the shots by hook or by crook, they found a way to win.
Yeah, I've been here the last 2 times to see it, so I'm hoping I can keep that run going tonight.
Yeah. Listeners, if you are watching the NLTV commentary coverage of the game tonight, that will have a different commentary team, of course. If you want to try and sync it up with this one, you're more than welcome. Sometimes works very easily and other times is quite difficult. The teams are out now, they're shaking hands. The shots line up as follows: Van Stapperschurf in goal, Bird, Ellison and Aaron Jones, the skipper in the back line, and then Ryan Jones, Hargreaves, Tetek and Akpan across the middle. Frost and Mullins supporting Barham in attack. And for Solihull Moors, Killian Barrett in goal. More on him in just a moment from Al. Laurie Walker dropped to the bench this evening. We'll discuss that in more detail. He's of course a previous Shots loanee. Joe Newton, Alex Whitmore, Marcel Oakley and James Clark, we think, across the back 4. Osborne and Bostock, a lot of experience and quality in the centre of midfield. Jack Stevens, Bowen, Michael Adupoku, the 3 in the 4-2-3-1, and Connor Wilkinson up top for the Moors, who start the night in 12th place, 5 places above the Shots, 6 more points collected. The Shots, Al, are looking for their first away win since the opening day of the season, and if you wanted an omen for that, the referee this evening, Gareth Rhodes, was the referee at Halifax when Shots won 1-0, and we've got to look for those omens because we need that away win, don't we?
Yeah, that was a good performance at Halifax, probably our most solid performance of the season. We never looked like conceding. We got the 1 goal, which was enough on the day, so I would really wish for a repeat of that.
Good stuff. That's Alan Baldwin. I'm Rob Worrell. You're listening to BBC Radio Surrey online this evening from Damson Park, which every single time I come here improves as a ground, and I missed the game last year, so it's good to see. We're still commentating from the same place that we were 6-7 years ago, but we've got desks now and power and stuff like that, and obviously the improvements off the pitch have been superb, haven't they? And the pitch itself, considering the battering the country's had in recent weeks, looks superb. Yeah,
since they've been taken over by Darryl Thomas, I think that the guy's name is, who was the previous owner of Oxford, took them into the Football League and into League One. It might have been into the Championship.
Brilliant stuff. That's Alan Baldwin. I'm Rob Worrell. We're about to get underway here in the National League. Solihull Moors against Shots. The Shots have the kick-off and Connor Wilkinson makes a full start, and then eventually Tyler Frost goes back to Ellison, who quickly plays it up the right side. Akpan jumps, just a little bit of pressure in to the back of him from Joe Newton. Not a foul, but the classic lean into him, let it go over both their heads, and a throw in to Solihull Moors in the left back position. Good evening to Colin Hayden, said hearing us loud and clear from Tenerife. Thanks also to Steve Brett, who's been liaising with me regarding the commentary line this evening, and also Mike Brown. And we're underway. We are 33 seconds in. Solihull Moors have got a second consecutive throw in. This time it's on the halfway line. Newton will take. Big job for the likes of Tetek, Hargreaves and Frost, who looks as if he's maybe going to be the closest to those midfield two, up against Bostock, Osborne. Great experience and great quality, Al. Here's Frost onto a loose ball, plays it forward into the path of Jack Barham, just holds it up, goes back to Hargreaves. shifts it further left. It was a good little steal from Frost, right under the nose of Bostock. Shotzer kept the ball over on the left-hand side with Ryan Jones, and now they're just all getting a feel of it, knocking it around the back line. And
Jones is starting on the left as we thought he might do.
Ryan Jones.
No, Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones. Beg your pardon. I was going to say, I thought Ryan would. So they've started as they finished on Saturday. Here's a strong, powerful run through the middle for Solihull Moors, attacking the edge of the box. Newton should get across in here. It's very heavy, and it's behind. It's awful delivery from Newton. Prior to that, a really strong run from Michael Adu-Poku. Tell us a little bit more about him, Al.
He's on loan from Watford, and I was very impressed when I watched the televised game against Bromley in the FA Cup. He looked very pacey, very direct, and I thought he might be a big danger tonight. So Aaron Jones has got to be on his mettle there.
Van Staffordshire setting up for the goal kick. Marcel Oakley is on loan from Birmingham, just up the road, of course, and as is our former secretary, Mr. Matt Wigman, who's here tonight. Said hello to him. Great to see him. Just lives about 15 minutes away, apparently. And the third loanee I wanted to bring to the listeners' attention is the goalkeeper, Killian Barrett. Not sure if he's touched the ball yet, Al. He's on loan from Sheffield Wednesday, and he comes straight in, displacing Laurie Walker.
Yeah, I think Laurie Walker's had a couple of bad games, and his confidence is, the manager said his confidence is suffered a bit. So I think that has given him a bit of respite.
I've only ever known him as quite confident and quite cocky, Laurie Walker. He's had a bit to say on social media as well over the time, hasn't he? Particularly while he was at Barnet. But yeah, he'll probably just want to get back to concentrating on his goalkeeping next time he gets back on the pitch. So you'd want Aldershot to test Barrett, Killian, the Solihull Moors loanee goalkeeper, who's now going to kick the ball up the pitch, and he finds Adu-Poku as well, who looks quite strong as well as athletic, doesn't he? On that
very
right-hand side.
Pat, stocky little player, isn't he?
Yeah, Clark with the defensive header forward into the path of Joe Newton, who's got Tetek tracking him at the moment. Goes back to Jamie Osborne. What a thoroughbred of a National League player he is. He's getting pushed and niggled by Tyler Frost. Eventually they go long, and Aldershot win the first header. Then the second, Hargreaves wins it despite a little shove, just knocking him off balance. And the referee, Gareth Rhodes, this evening, I mentioned him earlier, 8 games in the National League, 28 yellows and no reds, and that nice tidy little stats that always make me think he's a referee who keeps good control of the game, Al. I mean, you don't know, do you? But it gives that impression rather than sort of 5 yellows a game and 3 or 4 reds. Do you know what I mean by this stage?
Let's hope so.
A very good evening to whoever's listening this evening. I appreciate it will be largely Shots fans, and if any of our heroes that are not involved, whether that's Tommy himself, whether that's Ollie Harfield recovering from his long-term injury, whether it's Josh Barrett not travelling tonight, any of you guys listening in, warm welcome to the commentary. And I would imagine they'd probably be watching NLTV and watching the game rather than listening, but if anyone is, a very good evening to you. And Al, first opportunity for you to just pass on your best wishes, I'm sure you'd like to, for Tommy Widgeridge.
Yeah, it's been a bit uneven so far, as you would expect, and both teams looking for a bit of form.
Ball from Frost through, looking for Mullins. He's battling away with Clark. It'll go all the way through to Barrett. No, I was just saying you might want to just add your best wishes for Tommy.
Oh, for Tommy, sorry, yes. Obviously, it's good news he's at home and he's got his family around him, so let's hope he has a quick recovery.
Header from Bird, nice touch from Tetek into the path of Akpan, and now Frost bringing it down. He'll enjoy that position, I'm sure, tonight. He loves to be central, and he's not one of those two. As Ellison giving it away, and Aldershot are going to get transitioned on here down the right hand side. Adu-Poku tries to get his cross in, really good block from Hargreaves, and then he's chasing his own block. He comes back and tries to win it a second time from Adu-Poku, and then Ryan Jones sends it down the line, and Mullins does well to win it and find Frost. He helps it on towards Barham, and Whitmore just clears his lines. Good battle so far. Both sides looking to press the other in possession quite heavily. Van Stappershoef gets on the ball, turns it left to Aaron Jones, who clips the ball forward now into Barham's feet, comes off his man, gathers it, brings it round, turns and makes his way forward down the left hand side, plays it off of James Clark. Clark then, I think, manages to just poke it into touch. I wondered if he'd got contact with Barham there, but straight away Barham put his hand up for the throw, and we pointed this out on Saturday. Sometime it might even be a corner, you know. It's a corner. Pointed this out on Saturday. Sometimes as a player, referees don't know, and if you just get your body language right, look confident in your appeal, they'll give it to you. And they've given this one. Corner to Shots. We are sat 15-20 yards into the other half. This is way over on the right hand side. Ryan Jones sends it in. It's cleared away by Newton. Akpan's the deepest Shots player. He'll drift onto it now and he'll ping a ball back in. Ellison's up there, comes off the head of a Solihull Moors player, and they're going to clear their lines, I believe, with the number 12, Marcel Oakley. And Adu Poku comes short, and he just gets a little niggly foul from Ryan Jones. 7.5 minutes, very nearly gone here at Damson Park. Solihull Moors 0, Aldershot Town 0. Here's Alan Baldwin.
Yeah, it's both teams are trying to get some possession, but it's 2 or 3 passes and that's it. I think the pitch is in good condition. It's a bit windy, a bit blustery, and a very cold wind at that. But it's early days, so it's hard to see any pattern emerging at the moment.
I feel the cold already, I must admit, Al. It would have been worse if we'd been sat out here for the half an hour before the game. There's another little silly niggly foul from Ryan Jones into the back of Marcel Oakley, and Solihull Moors now will have a free kick over on the right hand side, almost directly opposite Al and myself, and that is about 20 odd yards into the Aldershot Town half. So they're going to send the centre backs forward and send one right to the edge of the penalty area here. Whitmore is up, and Stevens is up there, Clark's up there. In comes the ball, it's poor delivery, cleared away by Hargreaves, and he'll look to find Jack Barham. Barham onto it, holds it up, goes back to Ryan Jones. Lovely bit of quick feet from Ryan Jones, sends a ball forward. That'll be headed away by Oakley, headed on by Bostock, and now spread out to the right hand side. I think Aaron Jones is well positioned. In fact he was, but he didn't get there quick enough. He's taken his man down. It's definitely a free kick, and it's going to be a yellow card for the skipper. He looked well positioned, Al. I thought he was favourite to get there, but the pace of Adu Poku caught him out.
Yeah, it was just a tad late, and that's not very good news for Aaron Jones against such a tricky player. He's got to keep his discipline now for the best part of 90% of the match. So
and Solihull Moors will have done their, all right, Craig, they'll have done their homework, and they'll know he's been sent off twice this season already, Aaron Jones, and now he's picked up an early booking. So Bostock, I think, has wandered over there to take it.
Yeah, Bostock wants to take all the free kicks. When he was at Notts County last year, I saw a lot of him, and he tries to get as much on the ball as possible.
We're in the 10th minute here, and the free kick is just 7 or 8 yards back from the goal line, it's like a short corner, if you like. In it comes from Bostock. It's headed in far too easily by Connor Wilkinson. Just got up above his man, and he won't score an easier goal all season. 10 minutes gone, Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 0.
It was a good free kick. Bostock is excellent at set pieces, and it was right in the danger area. Geordie just didn't seem to come for it. It came right onto the 6-yard box, and it was a free header, really, wasn't it? But he took it well, and I think that's a lesson that the Aldershot have got to learn. They've got to not give free kicks away in dangerous positions. Yeah,
he's about 4 or 5 yards out, I think, when he heads that, Wilkinson, relatively unopposed. So defender, whoever it was, didn't manage to impede him, and I didn't have my eyes on Yordi. Did he come for it and miss it, or did he just stay on the line?
No, he stayed on his line there, and I think he was expecting his defence to deal with it, to be honest.
A very good evening to Ray Anstey, who's listening in from Dusseldorf tonight, and not a great start, Ray, but hopefully the Shots can respond. I've been forced now to dig out a stat I didn't want to mention, and that is that Solihull Moors have taken the lead 13 times this season in the National League, and they've only been pegged back on 5 of those occasions. They generally get the job done when they get ahead. Here's Adipoku again, so strong on the ball. This time he plays it across the pitch to Newton. Newton feeds Jack Stevens, and Bostock, with an assist under his name already from that free kick, finds Newton. Stevens tries to get the ball in. He finds Newton to the byline, sends in a lovely cross, and that one is plucked out of the air by Jordi van Stapperschurf.
That was a lot easier. It wasn't whipped in, it was floating in to the 6-yard box, so Jordi was quite happy to come and collect that.
There's a few other National League games tonight. There's a few in the FA Trophy. There's a couple in the National League Cup as well. It's a bit of a licorice all sorts night. Woking are behind in the FA Trophy at home to Havant and Waterlooville. Shots have an attacking throw now. 12 minutes completed. 1-0 down to that Connor Wilkinson header from Bostock's free kick. Taken short to Mullins. Tries to hold it up. Is dispossessed, and Solihull Moors come forward. They've started the better of the two sides, and they've got some reward already. The ball's in touch again. This time it'll be a Solihull Moors throw in the right back position. And normally I look along the media box and see Craig at the other end. Today he's sat here right next to me. Good evening, Craig. How are you, mate? Good to see you.
Good evening, Rob. After a torturous journey here, we finally got into the ground at 5 minutes before kick-off. So it was a pretty horrendous journey down from Fleet due to the traffic.
Yeah. And
then of course we're now wishing we were perhaps delayed a little bit more.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest if you'd have come in after 12-15 minutes it might have been better, Craig. And then, shots behind. Pretty much the first clear-cut effort of the night at either end, and Solihull Moors lead. And as I say, that's now the 14th time they've taken the lead in the National League. And I was surprised, Al, doing my preparation tonight, that they're actually 5th in the form table, because it does seem that every other week, a good a manager as he is, Andy Wing, who obviously got Solihull Moors to the FA Trophy final, to the playoffs last year, it seems like it's a different hard luck story every week about how well they've played but how they've not got the job done. That was obviously the case in the FA Cup against Bromley here, where they were the better side but couldn't get through against Bromley, and it would have triggered everybody's memories of the end of last season as well. I think Wing summed it up pretty well when he said we just don't want to see Bromley again ever. Of course, Wing was in charge here last year when the Shots came here and won, wasn't he? But Solihull Moors looking the part tonight. 1-2 on the edge of the area. Bird reads that well, clears it into touch. And
that
now,
goal has definitely lifted them, hasn't it? They look a lot more confident now.
From the minute they've scored, they look that little bit more confident and cohesive. The supporters are on side. They've got an early goal, settled everyone's nerve, and just make the things a little bit difficult for Aldershot, who were punished twice really. Aaron Jones mistiming his tackle on Adipoku, giving the free kick away, and then simple delivery and header really. In comes the ball, headed away by Lucky Bird. It'll bounce once, twice. Jamie Osborne will let it drift into touch. They made the pitch, I don't know if they made the pitch smaller or not, but there's quite a gap, isn't there, from the stand to the pitch. Do they want a tighter pitch? I wonder. They must have chosen those dimensions. In comes another throw, half-headed clear, and then Tetek completes it. Barham battles away with Newton. The ball goes back to Oakley, and he'll go all the way back to the Sheffield Wednesday. Loney in goal, Killian Barrett. Shots, as I say, looking for their first away win in the National League since the opening away trip of the season. And they got the same referee they had that day up at the Shea when they won 1-0. And it was the 10 plate really for the season, wasn't it? And we thought, hang on a minute, if we are going to be that resilient defensively this season, but we've barely got a clean sheet since, Al, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly. As I say, that Halifax game was very promising, but we haven't capitalised on it since in away games.
Hartlepool 0, Tamworth 1. Frost is caught late there and screams out as he goes down. The referee's giving nothing, and Solihull Moors continue to build their attack now. Bird resists it and sends it forward. Comes back to Tetek, who controls it neatly and finds Akpan. Akpan lifts the ball over the top, and there's not any player anywhere up there. Frost is back up on his feet, and he's absolutely fine. And the Tamworth goal at Hartlepool has been ruled out, so ignore that. That was a moot point.
Yeah,
that's the trouble with these score-ups. Go on now.
Yeah, we're quite close to where Frost got caught, and I was surprised the referee didn't give anything there. He seemed to be genuinely hurt in the collision, but anyway, he's up and running.
He is. Screamed out in the moment and then was up on his feet again some 10-15 seconds later. And I don't necessarily say he was trying to paint a picture that wasn't real. I think sometimes in the moment as a player you do panic that something's happened. Here's Ellison clearing his lines, bouncing once, twice near the touchline, and then sent back towards his own goal by Whitmore. Was that a shot on target for Aldershot by Whitmore going for the back pass? Yes, we're clutching at straws, listeners. Good winner from Bird, getting the seconds off of Wilkinson, but Solihull Moors come again with Newton, Wilkinson, Stevens, and Newton again. Bombing down that left, squares it across. Wilkinson was closest for Moors. Aaron Jones was closest for shots, and he just motions that he was trying to clear it forward, but he sliced it and it's gone straight out to the right hand side. I think Aaron Jones desperately needs a run of games, doesn't he, to build his form and his fitness level up.
Doesn't help when you're switching positions either, does it? But,
no.
You know,
and then you're picking up further injuries and getting suspended from reds and yellows. Free kick there. Wilkinson gives the arms out wide to protest his innocence, and then wanders up closely to the referee, who's about a foot taller than, and takes the telling off from the referee.
He's an imposing figure, isn't he? And when he played against Bromley, I thought, well, he was obviously got the goal. He looked the best player on the Solihull side that day. So again, they've got more than one threat.
Long ball forward, comes off Mullins, goes into touch. He's on the floor, but it's a Solihull Moors throw in. And I'm sure the chaps in front of me will correct me if I'm wrong, but is that goal number 10, double figures of the season for Wilkinson? Yes, double nod, we're all good. Or one nod and one that wasn't sure enough to disagree with it. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, and so he just nipped ahead then of Jack Stevens, and I'm including the FA Cup in that. I haven't kept the stats on National League Cup goals. Some people say they count, others say they don't. If your numbers are low, they count.
Sounds better.
Right, another attacking throw for Solihull. Newton takes it, gets a lovely little knockback from Osborne, and then Akpan plays it into touch. Throw in to the home side, who lead by 1-0. 19 minutes gone here at Damson Park.
Aldershot haven't really settled down yet. Solihull, with that early goal, has meant they've got the momentum at the moment.
Shot starting the evening, 4 places and 3 points above the relegation zone. 1 point ahead of Woking. That game to come on Boxing Day, of course, but then the return match this year with a slightly new fixture list is not on New Year's Day. It's going to be at Easter. I forget where the shots go on New Year's now. Sutton. So yeah, still a relatively local trip. Here's Bird. Continuing to play on the right side of the back three. Jones continuing to play on the left. Jones goes back to Van Stappershoef, controls it nicely. Plays it up towards Bostock. And then Frost is fouled by Osborne. Referee gives that one.
That was even more innocuous than the first one, I thought, but anyway, the referee was on the spot.
Absolutely, all sorts of games going on tonight as well. You've got National League, FA Trophy and National League Cup, all of which of course are far more important than the Champions League, which is also going on. Shots have the ball just inside their own half. Gateshead have taken the lead against Farsley Celtic. That's obviously an FA Trophy match. Backward header from James Clark, another one back into the side tonight, and we know of his qualities, Al, don't we?
Yeah, he's been at the club a couple of years, and he's impressed me every time I've seen him. He came on loan from Mansfield and it was made permanent, and I can see he was made captain. He's a good quality player.
They've had their injury problems this season, Solihull Moors, and as Al remarked when the team sheets were named tonight, most of their best players are fit and available and back in the side tonight, and they look like a top 7 side so far in this first 21 minutes. They just won themselves a corner there.
I think
Stevens playing it off Akpan. Yep.
I think the defeat on Saturday has sparked them into a little bit more aggressive approach, you know, because they lost to Radcliffe in the FA Trophy, and the manager said they looked flat, but tonight they look sharp.
I haven't done my homework on their lineup from Saturday, so I might ask the chaps in front how many changes they've made tonight in a minute. Corner comes in, it's thumped away by Van Stappershoef, helped on by 8 changes tonight. So 1 or 2 of those, of course, because players are back and available, and also 1 or 2 because they did go with much more of a squad side on Saturday here, where they lost out to Ratcliffe Borough from the division below. Here's Mullins sending the ball forward for Frost to chase. Clark's ahead of him, he should get there first, he does, and he goes back to Barrett. That's Killian, not Josh, in goal for Solihull Moors. Here's Wilkinson combining well with Stevens. Stevens sends the ball back inside. Connor Wilkinson ends up on the floor. In fairness, he didn't complain that he was fouled, so he might well have just slipped or tripped. He's putting his boot back on now. Subsequently, a Solihull Moors player fouled, and it's a free kick to Aldershot. You mentioned about James Clark, I think, being the captain or the club captain, but I thought it was Osborne. Osborne's wearing the armband tonight, so yeah, maybe Clark has skippered, but he's the vice, right? That's it. So when Osborne's not playing and Clark would be the captain. Shots, of course, have had several captains this season. On Saturday, Josh Barrett skippered the side, and tonight he's not involved. And we're not aware of any injury to Barrett. I wonder if it's just a question of having the right balance of options on the bench. James Henry is here. And Aldershot obviously need to have cover across the pitch. That's my guess. It's not informed in any way. Here's Solihull Moors building again on the edge of the area. Wilkinson holding it up. He's got Ellison for company. A little bit of hands on. Stevens involved, Newton involved. Shot comes in from Osborne, and it's creeping towards the bottom corner, and Van Stappershoef gets something on it to put it behind for the corner. Meanwhile, Connor Wilkinson's gone down again, and you wonder if Solihull Moors' injury problems are going to return. They are. He says he needs treatment, and his body language isn't good. I'm not sure what the issue is, but I doubt very much, with how much they are on top at the moment, Solihull Moors, that he'd be playing for time.
I don't think he's missed many games this season, so
I meant Solihull Moors' injury problems, not his. Yeah. Just as they're getting back closer to full strength, they don't need to be losing a player of the quality of Connor Wilkinson. The shots, to be honest, my phone sits where I would write any Aldershot Town goal chances so far, and 24 minutes in, there's not been anything to write down now. Nothing. We've been absolutely nothing. Fair to say the shots have been under it, so they are at this point just trying to stay in the game, something they've done on a few occasions when up against it this season, and they have come from behind to win games, but as I say, it's not too often. Probably once in only every 3 games that Solihull Moors take the lead do they actually even get pegged back.
The consolation is we've got quite a good bench of attacking power. We've got Henry, we've got Corbett, and we've got the new lad Stuttle. So
Johnny Stuttle, yeah. Manny Madger on the bench tonight as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Midfielder, of course. So he's had a bit of treatment, Connor Wilkinson. Obviously he'll have to come off, but I'd suggest he looks like he's going to come back on. But his body language still looks a bit rueful, which makes me wonder whether he thinks that the knock that he's got is going to end his game at some point.
He doesn't look comfortable, does he?
If he does nothing else tonight, he may well still have scored a crucial goal. So he definitely is waiting to come back on, but he's certainly not certain. Corner comes in from Bostock, headed away at the near post by Ryan Jones, nicely controlled by Cameron Hargreaves, who gives it back to Jones. Jones finds Hargreaves again, and he goes back to Aaron Jones, switches it onto his right foot and pings it out to the right hand side. What a lovely ball, taken nicely on his chest by Akpan, and he marauds forward now. He's got Mullins to his right, Frost to his left. He goes to Mullins. Mullins now back to Tetek. And Aldershot probably building their most cohesive attack of the game here in the 26th minute. And they've actually got everybody in the Solihull Moors half, or they did have briefly. Ellison now in the centre circle, pings it out to the left. It's taken nicely by Jones, and he skips past his man. He's to the edge of the area, drives it in, comes back to him, gets the byline, sends it in. It's parried by the goalkeeper behind for a corner. It was hit pretty firmly at him, and I'm sure he'd much rather parry it behind for a corner than he would
it was
get a weaker
straight
hand and
at him,
go
so
in,
he just got his arms in front of him, didn't he?
We don't know, can't see from here whether it was a shot on target or whether he was away to the right of his goal, but we're going to nick it. We're going to call that a shot on target for the shots 27 minutes in from Ryan Jones. Second corner of the evening then for shots, and it comes into the far post where beyond the far post where it's actually beyond everybody. Drifts into touch, and something I said a few times in commentary of late, Al, I know it's difficult, judging the wind, it's a very open stadium as well, but that's just a complete and utter waste of a set piece, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw Richard Dryden shouting out something about somebody should have been attacking that at the far post, but
there was nobody anywhere even at the far post, everybody's either central or near. The ball's been delivered beyond the far post, and yeah, I always look for a positive whenever I can, but it's increasingly frustrating, some of the set pieces that shots waste, free kicks and corners. If you don't even get the first delivery right, you've got zero chance of scoring a goal.
Quite correct, yeah. It's been a long problem, I think, not just this season.
Here's Hargreaves, quickly onto a loose ball in midfield. Tetek helps him out. Hargreaves lifts it out to the left. Mullins is going to battle away with Clark. Solihull Moors clear it up to Wilkinson, who sends it out to the right hand side to Adupoku. He's up against Ellison now, jinking one way, then the other, tries to get his cross in. Ellison does his job, cuts it out. Another corner to Solihull Moors. I think it might be their second or third of the evening. Shots have had a couple as well, but largely it's Moors in the ascendancy. Moors who've got the only goal of the game and look comfortable for their lead. 28 minutes gone here at Damson Park.
The two danger men linking up well there. Connor Wilkinson glanced his header straight into the path of Adupoku, and he tried to find a way across, but he didn't, luckily for Aldershot.
Okay, Bostock's going to take the corner from out on the right hand side. Beautiful delivery, and a flicked header is wide. Not 100% sure, I think it might have been Newton even up there. No, it's not, it's the number 5, Alex Whitmore. Another delicious delivery from Bostock, wasn't it?
It just left Geordie in two minds whether to come or to stay, and on that occasion he stayed, but
as a preference he tends to stay, doesn't he?
He does,
and he's had 2 or 3 really good games for the shots and earned his opportunity tonight. He'd be disappointed that first goal got in so easily. So too would whoever was meant to be marking Connor Wilkinson. I'm not going to call out a name because there's a lot of bodies in there, and I don't know whose job it was anyway to be on him. So here's Solihull Moors coming again. Adupoku is going to chase this ball down by the byline. Oh, he feints to cross it, but then turns backwards, and he actually ends up giving the ball away. Jones does well. Bird clears his lines up towards Frost. Frost jumps with Bostock. Neither of them win it cleanly. Frost is quickly onto the loose ball. Now he's fouled from behind by Jamie Osborne, I think, who has another word with the referee. He always plays on the edge, doesn't he, Jamie Osborne? And he's normally on the edge of something good.
Yeah, he's very vocal and he's very streetwise. Sort of player you don't want against you, really.
Half an hour gone here at Damson Park. The shots trail to a Connor Wilkinson goal, his 10th of the season. And Solihull Moors have been the better side, but shots are staying in the game. And here's Frost sending out to the left side. It's some of the diagonal ball shots have played have been excellent tonight. That's one positive I do want to pick out. When they've just switched the play to a man in space, the delivery's been good, the control's been good. They've just not really been able to sort of follow that up with anything penetrative, really. Here's a ball down the left. Mullins chases, he's onto it, but he's offside. And it will be a free kick to Solihull Moors. Let's just have a quick look at the other scores.
It was a good ball by Ellison. It was just straight offside, but it was a nice inviting ball for Mullins to chase, wasn't it?
Certainly was. So in the National League, Wealdstone are 1-0 up against Altrincham. That's the only other goal in the National League apart from the one here that Connor Wilkinson scored. Callum Cisse scored that goal for Wealdstone, who scored, of course, against the Shots, the only Wealdstone goal in that Shots 3, Wealdstone 1 game in the FA Trophy on Saturday. If you didn't hear the draw, Aldershot were drawn first out of the hat, and they were drawn obviously then at home, and they will play the winners of Dagenham and Chertsey. So in the FA Trophy tonight, I'll try and get those scores up in just a short while. Throw into Solihull Moors out on the right hand side. Wilkinson skips past a couple, and then a strong clearance away by Aaron Jones, who catches a little bit of Wilkinson as well. Ball forward. Barham is deemed to have impeded Newton. Just inside the Shots half, it'll be a free kick to Solihull Moors, and Bostock comes to get the ball and will take again. Loves nothing more than to deliver it right into the area, and then if anyone makes the right contact, that'll be another assist. Thank you very much. Whitmore probably the main target on the far post, unless they go short down the line. Wilkinson makes that run. It's just outside the centre circle, 10 yards into the Aldershot town half. Bostock now lifts it in. He is indeed looking for Whitmore. Whitmore gets up, heads it down, and Van Stapperschurf snaffles, throws the ball out to Tetek, who lets the ball run behind him, plays it down the line, straight to the feet of Joe Newton. Barham's in the postcode, but not close enough. And now Clark from a central position pings it out to the right hand side. Jones jumps with Adupoku. Neither of them win it. Adupoku hoovers it up and spreads it around. What a player he looks. He really does look a level above this based on half an hour or so's viewing. Here's Lucky Bird clearing the ball. I think perhaps he was originally looking to send it down the line, but in the end he just made sure he made good contact and he went straight into touch. Al, are you going to make a point?
Yeah, I think, as you say, the Watford loanee, it makes you wonder with Aldershot's connections why we couldn't pick somebody up like that, but he probably doesn't fit into our style really, does he? He's an attacking winger, he takes players on, whereas we are more of a possession based side, aren't we?
Yep. Not too many goals in those FA Trophy games, certainly not the ones being updated anyway. Peterborough Sports are 1-0 up at Southport, and Woking have equalised against Havant, and it's Yeovil 0, Weymouth 1. Here at Damson Park, we're in the 34th minute. It's nearly elapsed. Solihull Moors have got another free kick, level with the left hand side of the Aldershot area, or the right hand side of Aldershot's. Bostock sends it in, is helped towards goal. It cleared away, I beg your pardon, from goal behind by an Aldershot town player, and it'll be another corner to Solihull Moors. 1-0 Moors.
He is a very big threat at free kicks, isn't he, and corners.
Osborne and Bostock. Osborne this side, yeah. Here's Osborne stepping forward, right footed, putting it right under the bar, and caught by Van Stapperschurf. Looks for the early out ball, can't find it, and then he's impeded from behind by Wilkinson as he tries to clear it. Now, is that just a free kick or is that a yellow card? I would have thought yellow, and he's going to get yellow.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for having a go, but it is equally a bit of a silly yellow for Wilkinson to pick up, isn't it?
Pointless, absolutely pointless. You know, I think he's now in the book and he's got to watch his step.
I do think, and I would say this as an ex-centre forward, but I do think goalkeepers get too much protection, but that was quite right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he just nicked him from behind, and you know, there was nothing gained from it really, was there?
I can remember keepers coming up and punching through my head, punch him in the shoulder and everything, and they get away with absolutely everything, don't they? But when it's the other way around, the referee's always quick to give him the benefit of the doubt. That one was clear, to be fair. Here's Tetek picking up the ball in midfield. He's fouled from behind by Osborne. And Osborne doesn't complain on this occasion, but that is the third or fourth free kick he has given away already. So I don't know if the old totting up thing is a thing or not, but he can't be far away from a yellow himself. Newton goes down, no foul. Akpan comes away with the ball, and shots continue down the right hand side. Tetek clips the ball in, that's cleared away by Osborne, who's back there only as far as Hargreaves, who turns, realises he's in space, strokes it out to the left hand side to Jones. Jones out to Jones, if that makes sense. And now Hargreaves back on the ball again, turns it back to Ryan Jones. He's had a heavy touch, and Solihull Moors have picked up possession, and Poku's got it, and he's running straight at the Aldershot defence. Aaron Jones gets a brief touch, but then it's knocked out by Wilkinson out to the right hand side to Adu Poku. He tries to get it in, and Ellison's once again there to stop it coming in at source. Thought he had an excellent game on Saturday, Ellison. And he's another like Aaron Jones that
Foul
just
throw.
wants...
You don't see many of them, do you?
No. Foul throw taken. Throw-in was taken quickly, and it's a foul throw. Shots now will take it with Aaron Jones. Ellison, like Aaron Jones, who's just throwing the ball to him now. They just both need a good run of games, don't they? You know, without picking up an injury or a suspension. Is the other one of the three centre-backs, Bird. Back in the side now for the third consecutive game, having missed three, I think. And it was a bit of a mystery why he missed those 3 games. It may have literally just been because Shots wanted to try Ollie Scott in the left centre-back position, which he did extremely well in, and he's another one that will be really disappointed to miss out on tonight through injury. He's been doing really well in that position, to be fair.
It's good overall play by Connor Wilkinson again.
Yeah, Wilkinson, as soon as he gets it, looks to find Adu Poku. And meanwhile, Aldershot clear their lines. Ryan Jones lifts the ball over the top, and it's far. I've seen a few away games this season where Aldershot just, you know, when they're up against it a little bit, and they're quite resilient and their shape's good, but when they try to come forward, they just can't find the right pass, and it feels like one of those nights tonight, doesn't it?
And I must add that Solihull are very good on the counter, aren't they? They're very sharp. Get it up to Connor Wilkinson. He is a very good target man, and you've got a winger like Adu Puku on the left there. It's on the right, sorry.
Another free kick, this time given away by Adu Puku to Aldershot inside their own half. A lot of the games that were 1-0 are going 1-1. I wonder if that's an omen. Yeovil have equalised against Weymouth in the FA Trophy. I mentioned that Woking have equalised against Havant, and Altrincham have equalised away at Wealdstone in the National League. Here's Stevens picking the ball up in a bit of space in midfield, but he's overrun it, and Hargreaves has picked it up. The only team that hasn't equalised from going 1-0 down is Aldershot Town, but they might do so now, who knows. Here's Mullins threading the ball out to the left hand side to Ryan Jones, who is going to take on Marcel Oakley now. Comes inside, is eventually forced backwards to Hargreaves. He squares it to Tetek again to Bird, who's 15-20 yards inside the Solihull Moors half. Plays the ball up to Barham on the edge of the penalty area. Takes it under control now, going down the right hand side. Tries to get the ball in. It's cleared away by Whitmore, and it'll be an attacking throw to Aldershot Town away to our right. We're behind the Aldershot dugout, 20 yards or so inside the Aldershot half. Akpan takes it, throws it back down the line to Bird, and Aldershot enjoying a little bit of possession and territory here, but they're yet to create a chance, and now they've given it away. Sloppy ball inside to Wilkinson. Wilkinson carrying it, Poku forward run, a brilliantly timed tackle from Ellison. Wins possession back for the Shots. Froster's got it, runs inside where there's a bit of traffic, tries a ball out to the left to Ryan Jones, but he gets it all wrong, and it's an easy win for Solihull Moors. And then a lovely ball from Bowen down the right hand side to Adu Poku to chase. He's up against Jones, he's past him, he's to the byline, he looks to pull it back, and it's cleared away by Akpan. He's given Jones a torrid time down that right flank, is Adu Poku. He's on the ball again now, back out there. Oh, he's got a lovely trick and skill, but well read by Ryan Jones. Thought he might have failed to win it back, but it ball runs kindly to Jamie Osborne. He shoots, that's blocked, and Solihull Moors will just send it out to the left hand side now here to Newton, who sends another ball in. That's headed away by Aaron Jones. 50-50 competed for by both players Neither of them got there, and one of them fouled. Free kick given, taken quickly. Connor Wilkinson tries a shot, that's blocked. He's on the edge of the penalty area. Goes out wide to Adupoku. He now goes back to Bostock. Gets the ball back from Bostock, edge of the area. Plays it back to Bowen. Bowen will thread it over to the left side to Joe Newton. And Stevens involved again. Newton, they really look on it this evening, Solihull Moors. And the one disappointment for them, 41 minutes in, will be that they've only scored the once. Wilkinson with the header, Bostock the assist. Another ball in, cleared away by Tetek. And then Solihull Moors, well done Ashley Akpan, battling on the touchline with Newton. Got the touch in, played it off him, wins the possession and the throw in back for Aldershot Town. Referee Gareth Rhodes tells him don't steal any more yards, otherwise he'll give another foul throw. Takes it to Lucky Bird. Bird into Frost. Don't know why it is, but Aldershot just can't seem to pass their way up the pitch like they do at home. Again this evening they've struggled, but they're staying in the game well, and that's what we have to accept. We know the quality of Solihull Moors. They reached Wembley twice last year, didn't they? We know their quality. Here's another ball pinged out to the left, and then again it's another beautifully pinged diagonal ball, and that's the one thing Aldershot have been very good at tonight. Jones eventually, Ryan, has to come back to his namesake Aaron, and now the ball's with Ellison. It's just a bit of a stalemate as he's on the ball. Eventually he's pressed a bit by Wilkinson, goes back to Van Stapperschurf. I do wonder if Johnny Stuttle's going to have to come on in this game sooner rather than later, Al, just so that Aldershot have got a bit of physical presence up top. Here's another ball forward, headed on by Whitmore, picked up by Clark. He's under a bit of pressure from Mullins. Goes back to his keeper, who dribbles inside. Mullins is looking to shut him down now. They clear away. Ryan Jones wins it well in the air, but it can only head it to Clark. Clark can only clear to Tetek. Tetek to Bird, making ground over the halfway line here to Ashley Akpan inside. Plays the ball into the feet of Barham. Barham back to Tetek. Barham ends up on the floor, but he just picks himself up and makes a forward run again to the edge of the area as Aldershot shift it out to the left hand side with Ryan Jones. 43 minutes very nearly gone, so 2 left plus whatever's added. It's been a pretty constant game, hasn't it? We haven't had too many stoppages, just the one for the treatment to Wilkinson that I remember. Shots knocking it around. Hargreaves looking to see where the spare man is, and all he can do is come back to Tetek. And Solihull Moors at times quite passive when Aldershot have got possession in the final third and the middle third, but when it matters, when they try the key ball, they're always pretty well positioned to win it back. Here's Wilkinson and Bird jumping together. Bird wins it. Solihull Moors send it forward. Ellison heads the ball into touch. He's playing with his left hand or wrist or both strapped up. Solihull Moors take the throw. Newton finds Osborne, who's got Tetek for company, and Tetek just trying to nibble away at it, but Osborne just keeps it as long as he wants or needs to, doesn't he? And he won't be shaken off the ball. Here's Solihull Moors pinging the ball out to the right touchline where Adupoku probably, well, I say makes his first mistake of the evening. It wasn't an easy ball to control at all, was it?
Aaron Jones was getting very tight on him, so he doesn't get the chance to turn on him, but in that occasion it worked. Quality
all over the pitch for Solihull Moors tonight, but Aldershot enjoying a little bit more possession of late. Solihull Moors have got it now just inside their own half. Jamie Osborne tries the ball around the corner. That's cut out by Ellison, but only as far as Wilkinson sends it back to Bowen. Bowen thinks about a shot from distance and drifts out to the right hand side, gives it to Adupoku. He comes in and he lifts a shot over the bar, probably a good 3, 4, 5 feet over the bar. Not one that Van Stapperschurf had to give much consideration to. Shots have got the ball back quickly, taken the goal kick through Bird and Akpan, and now Akpan looking to play it down the line, but that's easy for Whitmore. Goes back to his keeper Barrett. He clears long. The header's won by Bird, but he heads it straight to Solihull Moors. Pick up the ball now over on the right hand side. Oakley finds Clark. Clark lifts it forward. Wilkinson wins the header on, but this time he can only head it to Aaron Jones. Poku It was a few yards behind him.
Added time, was it?
How many?
2.
2 added minutes. Thank you very much. If you could show us those 2 fingers in the other way next time, it'd be appreciated, but you know. Only kidding. Van Staffershoof's got the ball, clears it forward, down the right hand side. Whitmore beats Barham in the air, only just. Frost wins the next header, and Mullins turns and holds the ball up and shakes his man off, and then tries to play on a pass. He thinks he's fouled. Meanwhile, I think Bostock is down in the middle. He thought he was fouled by Mullins. He's not going to get anything, so he just gets back up to his feet. It's another one of those classic. I mean, to be fair, Frost did it earlier. You go down. It's almost like you stay down just to reiterate that I was fouled, and then when nothing's given, they just get up and carry on. Throw into shots, attacking left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. 46 minutes and 20 seconds gone, so 1 minute and 40 left of the added time. Solihull Moors 1, shots nil. We'll get Alan Baldwin's thoughts on the first half in the next couple of minutes, where it's not been great night at all for the shots. They've struggled to create anything, but against a very high quality Solihull Moors side, they have stayed in the game at 1-0. Here's the throw in, headed away by Whitmore, sent back in by Aaron Jones, headed away by Whitmore again, and then Lucky Bird is up there and he fouls Oakley on the edge of the area. That'll be a free kick to Solihull Moors, and with less than a minute left, and they're not surely going to let them take the free kick from there. No, Bostock tries to take it about 15 yards ahead of where it is, and eventually it's played back to Killian Barrett, whose first name I have to keep saying, just so you listeners at home don't think Josh Barrett's playing in goal for Solihull Moors. We wish Josh, Ollie, the other Ollie, all the players that are out injured, all the best, along of course with the gaffer himself, Tommy Widrington. Half time then it is. Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 0. I don't think the shots can have too many complaints about the scoreline. Here with his thoughts on the first half is Alan Baldwin.
Yeah, I think the scoreline's a fair reflection of the half. Solihull have been the better side. Aldershot have struggled to create anything up front. We're missing the creativity of both Josh Barrett and James Henry. Mullins and Tyler Frost have been willing workers, and Jack Barham of course as always, but they've nothing to feed on. It's been one-way traffic almost in this first half. Solihull have deservedly been the better side. They've been buoyed by the return of Jack Stevens and Jamie Osborne, and with Connor Wilkinson up front, they've got a focal point for all their attacks, and he's played well this half. So yeah, 1-0 down, we're still in the game, and with the attacking options on the bench, hopefully we can bring a little bit more creativity in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's the positive thought, that if the shots can go deep into the game, still staying in the game, staying within a goal of the game, and they can get the quality of Henry on, they can get the physical presence and the running and the goal scoring ability of Johnny Stuttle onto the pitch, then it's not all over for the shots. A cracking game at Wealdstone in the National League tonight. It's now 2-2 at half time. We last told you when it was 1-1, Crawford equalising for Altrincham. Regan Linney then put Altrincham ahead, but Alex Reid has equalised, so that one is 2-2 there. Gateshead are 1-0 up against Farsley Celtic in the FA Trophy. Eastleigh are 1-0 down at Hanwell in the FA Trophy. It's goalless between Hartlepool and Tamworth. Rochdale are 1-0 up at Leamington. That's also in the Trophy. Woking are now 2-1 up against Haverton Waterlooville, and Jermaine Anderson scored the first goal for Woking, the equaliser, and Leahy has put them ahead. Elsewhere, Yeovil 1, Weymouth 1, and that's pretty much it in terms of goals scored. Al and I are going to wrap up nice and quickly, go inside and thaw out for 10 minutes or so, listeners. We'll leave our sound effects microphone on. We apologise now for any swearing you may hear in the background, and I'm sure there won't be any. We've got some beautifully behaved gentlemen from Solihull Moors alongside us. Al and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Rolling the ball onto the target. Thanks, Joe.
don't want to look.
What, the Villa game? No, you're alright.
I don't look.
Do you want me to tell you? Keep it a mystery.
It's 1-0 Real Madrid. Oh, Frappe.
Right, come on. We shoot in this one at the
You take a draw there.
Right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
See you then.
Leipzig.
First up, your name, please.
No, I'll take a point. We're a good team.
This one, I like the evening for me. Pass your reply.
Good answer. Right, Noah, come on. Line it up on the penalty. Landing straight on the centre. Nice. You got the legs. Keep rolling. No, honest fun. We've got 2 attempts. So that's your warm-up attempt.
Aggressive one, it.
Right. Next up, we have Miles. Come on, Miles. I'm confident out of 10. Very confident. Good news. Fine. Right, go on, Miles.
I'd rather be a passy, I think. I like a passy. Or Surrey as well, fancy. Surrey's all right.
You see the picture
Right,
from
next
Seb?
up.
Was that sad?
I've got one of each today, actually. Like that. Would you rather be a pasty or a pie? Pie. 3 pies.
Bye.
Go on, Josh.
Oh, Josh, you were on from that.
Go on the ball. That looks good. Is he going to get on? Go on. Yes. Number 2. 2 free tickets to either the next game or another game. Well done. Great effort. Right, we have a winner. Luckily it wasn't an error line.
I'll tell you what, this game reminds me of, do you know when we played Woking and they were just like, going forward?
Yeah, but I'm still
They played Woking here and they put their top scorer on the bench and he was warming up and what did he do? He like touched the ball.
Go on the ball.
He went on the pitch and touched the ball.
Go on.
Yeah, got sent
And they were like, there's no plan to bring him on because he's warming up a lot or something. And
Right, Miles, come
I don't know
on.
why they benched him.
Come on, let's have the centre one.
Because their plan, Woking's plan was to keep it tight for about 70 minutes, then bring your top goal scorer on for the last 20.
Too much on there.
I'm surprised that James Henry's started this
Oh,
one.
the pink. Oh,
Right,
pink
that's
from
the lead,
Sebastian.
Josh.
Sign him up.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm just worried that it's only one. Is the thing.
We missed each other chances again.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they've been very quiet.
Right, thank you one and all. A nice quick one this evening because I'm very cold. I will leave you with one quick story. We had an email from Forest Green. They couldn't believe how good the half-time show was, and that was a game where I had a load of meat puns thrown into the game, and pies, and a bunch of vegans. So, well, that's into the supplements.
He's so partridge.
Right, we need Chris
So
orders.
partridge.
Put him into where it lines. Today's supposed to be a partridge pop.
Hey, Solihull, don't want to say anything.
Do you reckon Stato's cold?
He doesn't feel the cold.
Right,
Cold feels him.
Saying 3-0. Saying 3. I can cut the block second half. Jack Stevens goal.
I'll take that.
Yeah, end this losing run. Get up to 9. where it was at the moment, to be honest. We got some bad games, particularly in the second half, part of the full game. Just like, it was things on my ball back out.
So I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying
We
anything.
always have the recent base, so even away or away. I tell you what, recently you guys have been. Pal Forest is like a big. Was that Pal Forest?
Emmy? What's Emmy doing?
Yo, DJ. At the same time, yeah. Can't believe this. Oh no, Mbappe's been subbed off through injury after 35 minutes. Oh no. After scoring, he goes up.
Still on Liverpool finish.
Me, Coefficient FC.
Yeah, I'd rather Liverpool win than last.
Coefficient FC. I don't mind Liverpool. It's fine. Arsenal can never win it.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, they can just never win it.
So I'd rather Liverpool last.
I cannot have Arsenal fan TV and all them start piping up. I can't. The rest, like, it's genuine. Because I like quite a lot of their players. It's just the fans. Why?
I do hate the way they play quickly as well. I hate Kai Havertz.
It is purely Stoke, but like you've just plus 10 attribute all their players.
Yeah.
Forget Charlie Adam, Martin Odegaard.
Who have they got? You got Forest this weekend.
Yeah. On telly, so we might lose.
Start at 5:30.
So I'm travelling back from Maidenhead, which we never win at Maidenhead. So
I'm in Cobb on Saturday with my mate in a charity LA event. So I feel very, would say very nice.
I mean,
It'll be interesting.
you're going to be inside.
Yeah.
So yes, it's better than me.
We got DJ with you.
I think so, yeah.
Does he get back?
He's back today.
But when you go to a away game down there, will he stay there? Will he get back on the day?
So he did for Sutton. Yeah, he did for Sutton. He got a hotel. I did. He got one, yeah. We were taking him a cab before it was taken.
Where is he? Is he lives in Manchester? Or close to Manchester?
Yeah. Bolton.
He always says he gets a train everywhere. I got bankrupt. The train is so cheap.
Rail card, yeah, it's only a third. It's the 21st, isn't it?
I'll be here for that one. Isn't it?
For the longest time. So I remember that was the first game, and they scored 3 bangers. Well, Horton scored 3 bangers. So it was 2 free kicks.
Yeah.
And
He's top scorer in the league, I think. I think he could be.
He's up there. I don't know if he is.
I think he could be top.
No, he's up there. No, he's second. Ollie's here.
Ollie's here. What's Jackson? He's been injured.
No, he's played 14. In fact, he's on that
Stupid.
Yeah,
He scored here.
yeah. Some of that, including us, it was genuinely like 5-6 in a row or something. Like, he's a right back. Crazy.
4 for that sprint to go.
No one saw
Welcome back to Damson Park, where we are 10 seconds already into the second half. Apologies for that, listeners. I got stuck the wrong side of the tunnel, and the players were out on the pitch, and I couldn't get back to the commentary point. Here's a long throw from Solihull Moors from the right-hand side, headed up in the air and then away by Aldershot, and out to Jamie Osborne, and then a double ricochet, and shots clear their lines. And I'll let Al gently take his position again. I'll stand and commentate until he's sat down. Just take your time, Al. That was a first in 8 years of commentary. Only ever missed the start of a second half once at Barnet, and that was for good reason as well. 46 minutes gone now. Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 0. And checking with the chaps in front of me. No changes for either side, chaps? No. Thank you. So the lineups I will go through with you shortly, listeners, as the ball drifts into touch, much to the frustration of Jack Barham, who was chasing it just in front of the Aldershot Town dugout, which is just in front of Al and I. Welcome back to Alan as well. No changes made by Hugo or Richard at half time, Al, but they will have had thoughts and discussion, I'm sure, about what changes they might make and when. And the popular names coming up in the half-time chat with some of the other Shots fans was that of James Henry and Johnny Stuttle.
Yes, I think certainly before the hour's out, they'd be looking to change things if the score stays as it is.
Here's Shots played a ball straight through the middle, and it's completely missed. A swing and a miss by James Clark, but it won't matter. It'll run through Killian Barrett, the lonely goalkeeper from Sheffield Wednesday, will be the next man onto the ball. He's picked it up. He's got Jack Barham for company on the edge of the area there, but just inside his own area. He's now going to kick left-footed, the number 33 out to the right-hand side. He's looking for that man, Adu Poku. Aaron Jones positions himself well behind him, ensures the ball goes into touch, and it'll be a defensive throw to the Shotsu. Line up as follows: Van Stappershoef in goal, Bird, Ellison and Jones. The back three are right to left.
The wind definitely helped.
Ryan, that's Aaron, Ryan Jones, Hargreaves, Tetek and Akpan across the middle. Frost and Mullins supporting Barham in attack, and Solihull Moors have a 4-2-3-1 formation. Killian Barrett in goal, Newton, Whitmore, Oakley and Clark across the back. Osborne and Bostock in midfield with Bowen, and then Jack Stevens, Adupoku and Connor Wilkinson. Here's Oakley and Adupoku winning the tussle against Ryan Jones and Cameron Hargreaves. Hargreaves then brings Adupoku down. Free kick to Solihull Moors, and if you've been listening to the commentary since the start, you'll know that John Bostock is going to take the free kick. He took the was it a corner or a free kick? I'm trying to remember the goal in the 10th minute. It was a free kick, wasn't it? Yeah. He sends this one deep into the heart of the area. Whitmore's up. He managed to get a header across the goal, and then it will be cleared away by Aaron Jones. Barham battles. Solihull Moors player ends up on the floor. It's played forward, bounces once, and will go through to Jordi van Stappershoef. Good evening, wherever you are listening from. Chris Maynard just confirmed something we were discussing, that Chertsey play Dagenham tomorrow, and the winner will travel to the EBB to play in the 4th round of the FA Trophy. Thanks very much for that, Chris, and very good evening to Mike Winfield, who messaged me a little while ago, my good friend, to say that he's listening in as well this evening. Solihull Moors 1, Shots 0. We're in the 50th minute. Torquay have just taken the lead against Horsham in the FA Trophy, and Solihull Moors are on the ball just inside their own half. Had pretty good control of the game for the majority of the first half. Al, just felt maybe Shots had a little bit more of the ball in the last 15-20 minutes or so, didn't they? But they weren't able to create much with it.
No, it was a bit scrappy all through the half. Only 2 or 3 half chances for Solihull, one of which they took. But Aldershot created absolutely nothing, and that's why I think we need to make a change sooner rather than later.
We've got an attacking throw now, Aldershot. A little bit of confusion between the lonely goalkeeper Barrett and Whitmore. Barrett came out to try and get the ball. Whitmore just thumped it into touch. With a bit more composure, he could have probably just held the ball at the time. There wasn't a Shots player right on him. Here's Ellison slipping as he lifts the ball down the right hand side for Mullins to chase. Mullins has got it, tries to get the ball in the air, and it comes in, but it just goes straight to the keeper Barrett. And another Shots attacking possibility comes to absolutely nothing.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed, when our attack does break down, we are very deep, and therefore Solihull got the space to work the way into the game again, and that's what we need to do better at. Get a further 10 yards up the pitch, I think.
You might not be able to tell this, listeners, but Al's doing really well to give such a cohesive commentary, because he's actually shivering here to the right hand side of me. He's got a hat on, he hasn't got gloves on, but we certainly probably could do with another layer or so. And although we are covered by the roof of the stand here, the cold wind is just blowing straight in on us as well. So we'll be okay, listeners. We'll survive. And it's going to get colder this winter. Here's Ellison beating Wilkinson in the air. Ryan Jones flicking it on up towards Max Mullins, who holds it up and does well and comes inside. And thought about passing it straight over to Akpan on the far side. Strong defending from Oakley. Just catches Ryan Jones a little bit, or is it Jack Barham? Can't quite see. It is Ryan Jones. Yeah. Sorry. and he's just caught Jones there on the shin, I think. And the referee saying to Jones, "This is the classic. If you want treatment, let me know. If not, get up and get on with it." He is limping around a bit though. He definitely has been caught there, Ryan Jones. Aldershot with a throw taken by Aaron Jones. He's limping a little bit now, and he's struggling to shake that off, which is a shame because we mentioned a few times he looks on the edge of something. Again, ball played up, Mullins can't quite control it, and then he fouls trying to win the ball back. And it's been a frustrating evening for Maxi. He would have been really delighted to have got an opportunity, but he's had very little service. He's battled away hard, but you do wonder if the changes will be rung in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, and whether the likes of perhaps someone like Henry will come on. I would have thought Johnny Stuttle as well. The interesting thing, when he does come on, Stuttle, will he come on for Jack or will he play with Jack? That's the thing. How bold are Hugo and Richard going to be up against a side of the quality of Solihull Moors?
Yeah, I think Richard and Hugo motion to the bench then, but there's only one player warming up.
And that's Luke Jenkins.
Yeah.
I think he might just be going, just trying to keep warm, and they do rotate the players that are warming up. But you're absolutely right. It's only Jenkins that's warmed up so far in this second half. Here's Ellison lifting an up and under. Whitmore should be under it. He is. Heads it away. Manages to find Oakley. Oakley plays it down the line. It's cut out by Ryan Jones with his right foot into touch. Throw into Solihull Moors.
That's one thing which I'm a little bit disappointed. We haven't really tested their back line at all, and it is a back line that concedes a lot of goals, and without Carl Morrison as well. So I would like to have seen a little bit more threat up front.
The Gateshead FA Trophy game has been abandoned, and I think there's an unfortunate and serious injury to Lewis Turner, who I believe is a Farsley Celtic player. So we wish him all the best. That's FA Trophy. This is National League, and the shots coming down the left hand side now with Ryan Jones. Sends the ball forward to Cameron Hargreaves. Can he get his cross in? Yes he can, but it's cut out by Bostock. Only plays it into the path though of Ryan Jones. He's onto it in the penalty area. Sends it across the goal. Header from Barham! Finds the goal. Terrific header, well directed by Jack Barham, and he celebrates with the 50 or so Shots fans behind the goal. There's more than that in the stand, in the stadium, listeners, but there's no segregation. They're spread around the ground. Another goal for Jack.
Exactly.
Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 1. Alan.
Yeah, it was really created out of nothing. Ryan Jones came down the left. He got across him. I think it was Bostock didn't clear it properly, and then another cross came into the far post where Jack Barham rose high to nod it into the near corner. He's near corner, so that was a bonus really. We didn't really see that coming.
Well, one thing we did say, we tried to find some positives at half time, and one was that Aldershot, despite being outplayed for most of the first half, had stayed in the game, and now they have got themselves level. We were also talking at half time about that win here 2 seasons ago, when it was a bit of a smash and grab, wasn't it, from in the Effiong, when Solihull Moors were the better team all night. Hargreaves with great work there. Not very often that he gets down the left hand side. He's won the ball back again now as well. And I'm just trying to recall it in my mind. I haven't got the benefit of a replay, but I think it was Hargreaves that sent the ball in, and a terrifically timed jump and header from Barham. And what was really great to see about Barham's header is that he was aware where he was and where the keeper was, and he headed the ball into the space of the goal. All too often you see in those situations players directing headers on target but straight to the keeper.
Yeah, it was well directed, and a cross that was hanging, I think it was Hargreaves, to the back post, completely cut out the middlemen.
So, another one of those games where the side that's took the lead has been pegged back to 1-1. Just we mentioned that before, and Craig, who was sat alongside me in the first half, a shots winner free kick, foul on Frost, might be a yellow card as well. Referee wants a word anyway with the perpetrator, which is Jamie Osborne. That has to be his 4th or 5th foul. He protests his innocence again, as he always does. And is this going to be a final word from referee Gareth Rhodes with Jamie Osborne, or is he going to get his yellow card out? I think he's doing a lot of talking without waving any cards. So I think we can probably guesstimate that's the final warning for Jamie Osborne.
Yeah, he's been relieved of any yellow card.
Filed a 1-0 up against Ebbsfleet, Charlie Jolly, and Altrincham have gone 3-2 up at Wealdstone. They are both National League games. Weymouth are 2-1 up through Brandon Goodship at Yeovil in the FA Trophy. Shots have a free kick out on the right hand side. We're 58 minutes in now. Akpan sends it in. Ellison tries to head it back in. I thought it might have whipped off the blonde hair of Ellison, but no, it's deemed to have been Whitmore, and it's a throw into Aldershot, who are back in this one as Warburton and a couple of other of the Solihull Moors substitutes go for a warm-up themselves. James Henry is out there warming up as well now, and he's directing things. He's passing on information to the team. Meanwhile, Ryan Jones is going to get ready to take a long throw-in. In it comes to the edge of the area. It's not really met clearly by anybody. Tetek's got it, tries a shot. I think he's hit the post there, hasn't he? Or is that a save?
It's the post because
it's hit the post and there's a good strike from Tetek. Got his first shots goal of the season last week, didn't he? And we were a little bit blocked by the players, but the shot came in. It's now a goal kick. And so I think the only contact must have been with the upright.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with Dejan Tetek tonight. He's been very tidy. He's used the ball well, and I think he's just getting better and better. Now he's getting back to full fitness and match fit. He will be a key player for the rest of the season, I believe.
That's Alan Baldwin. I'm Rob Worrell. You listen to BBC Radio Surrey online from Damson Park, where 17th place Aldershot are now level with 12th place Moors, those positions at the start of play. Here's Barham jumping, winning the ball, not cleanly though, and then Oakley's onto the loose ball. And play continues. Aldershot had possession, but the referee, Gareth Rhodes, stops for a potential head injury to James Clark. And we'll get a chance to gather our breath, Al. Good to see from an Aldershot Town point of view. They're back in the game now, and we've talked about how well they've been finishing matches of late. The quality and depth, or the strength and depth they've been able to pull off the bench, and they still have the likes of Henry and Johnny Stuttle to call upon. This evening.
I just feel we're coming up to the hour mark. We'll just past the hour mark.
Credit to Hugo and Richard in charge this evening. They would have been highly tempted to change things with the personnel at half time, I'm sure, but they stuck at it, and the shots have to be fair, I've got to say probably scored with their only clear-cut chance of the evening. They're giving away a corner here, difficult ball swirling in the wind, played forward, and Lucky Bird sticks out a leg, and they can only direct it behind for a corner. Osborne's over there to take it. Quick word, Al.
We've been better in the second half, and it's 61 minutes gone. We just need to defend this corner well.
In comes the corner, beats everybody, drifts on, and Adu Poku will keep it in on the far side for Solihull Moors. And he's now going back along the line, sends it in, and it's behind the goal. And Akpan's deemed, I think, to have got a slight touch, because referee Rhodes has signalled another corner to Solihull Moors.
Yeah, the post obscured my clear view of that, but the referee was quite adamant it was a corner.
62 minutes very nearly gone now, and I'll wait till this corner before I make the point I was going to make. In it comes, left-footed, headed away by Ryan Jones, and then Barham nips in, gets a little bit of a flicked header on it. Joe Newton's going to send it back in. Ryan Jones heads it forward into the path of Mullins. Mullins plays it down the line for Barham, and the quality of that pass again isn't good enough. Unfortunately, Maxi, Barham almost alongside him. His first touch was good, and then he couldn't find a relatively simple pass to Barham. Meanwhile, Solihull Moors come to the other, and I'm going to make the point now, Al. We talked about it off air. The period in which Aldershot have conceded the most goals this season was 46-60. They conceded their 12th on Saturday in that time zone, and that is also the period that Solihull Moors have scored the most goals this season. But the Shots have negotiated it, and they've scored one themselves, so much as they did on Saturday as well, not too long after half-time.
Yeah.
Johnny Stuttle going to come on now, 63 minutes gone. Sorry, Al.
I'm just going to say it's a swap for... well, that board says 4 and 3, so it must be the Solihull board, that.
Oh yeah, they're going to make substitution first. So Jamie Osborne, funnily enough, who hasn't been booked. I wonder. Well, there's a ball forward from Aaron Jones. Barham can't get the quite flick on, but Frost runs onto it really well. He's into the edge of the area now, tries to send it in. It's cut out by Solihull Moors, spinning viciously, and what a recovery from Oakley to turn that from a likely corner into a throw in. It's going to be a double sub for Shots. It's the two players we thought that might come on, Johnny Stuttle and James Henry. Here's another ball forward, headed away by Whitmore, up to Adu Poku, who receives it with his back to goal, and Aaron Jones reads his turn brilliantly and dives in. It's more of a tackle. It was almost a shot off target, wasn't it? It was so strong from Aaron Jones.
Aaron's come to terms with what his tricks are now, hasn't he? He's getting close and getting his foot in quickly.
You can hear the Shots fans gathering and just trying to make themselves heard with their support over on the far side. Meanwhile, Bostock sends a ball out to the left. Cross comes in, right-footed, headed away by Ryan Jones, but I think Adu Poku will be the first one onto that. He is again, sends the ball back to Oakley. 65th minute now, halfway through it. 1-1 here at Damson Park between the Moors and the Shots. And Johnny Stuttle and James Henry still wait to come on. I wonder if the substitutions are going to be for the two number 10s, or I mean, Jack's scored. He's in much better form now. He's averaging a goal every other game, isn't he, in recent weeks? Who would you make it for? Who would you take off? Would it be Mullins and Frost? Or?
Because he does provide energy up front, and he's got a bit more nous than Max. Maxie is a willing runner.
Yeah, Maxie's game is run 65 minutes. He's run hard for the cause, not been able to receive or to show the quality, but great to see the youngster getting a game from the start this evening.
And it's Tyler Frost.
And it is Tyler Frost, so a guest right on those two. What do you make of that, Al?
Yeah, I think they're sensible substitutions. Henry will slot in behind Stuttle and Barham, won't he? And hopefully provide that creativity that we've been lacking.
Well, it made a good impact when he came on Saturday, did Stuttle. And Henry, as a 35-year-old now, his minutes have been used intelligently this season. Here's Stevens getting away from Bird. Bird comes back though, down by the corner flag. It's played back to Jamie Osborne. He skips inside Tetek. He's to the edge of the area now. Tetek this time goes in again, wins it temporarily, but Osborne pulls it back, edge of the area. Will Oakley have a shot here? He does. It's saved by Van Stappershoef, and it cleared away by Aaron Jones. It was hit straight at Van Stappershoef, but here's Johnny Stuttle one-on-one against James Clark, who does brilliantly to read the bounce and send the ball back to his keeper. The game, I think, is going to open up. Here's Ellison getting in front of Wilkinson, doing really well and winning the free kick, but he's just reaching behind him. I would say it's a bit high. It's not his hamstring he's holding, it's his right buttock. So I think he's okay. I don't think it's a hamstring. I worried as I saw his hand go behind him. I thought, oh please, not a hamstring.
I think Ellison has played better after the first half hour or so, when Wilkinson was getting a lot of the ball and doing a lot of good work. Good evening to Big Tony Shot, who's listening in from home. There's a tackle from Hargreaves, which might warrant more than a free kick. It does indeed. On the touchline, it was a classic. Shots had the ball, they lost out. Counter-attack was on for Solihull Moors, and Hargreaves with the epitome of a take one for the team yellow card. Al? Took words out of my mouth because it looked threatening down that right side, and Hargreaves decided to end it there and then.
Yeah. Good evening to Tony Shot, listening back in St Neots. So he's listening on his own for the first time in 12 years since he started to support the Shots. He listens nearly every week, but sadly doesn't have the company of the lovely Evie anymore. His little Yorkie Poo, I think she is, or was rather, bless her. Sadly passed last week at 12 years old, which I'm reliably informed is about 84 in human years. So yeah, Shots are back in this one, Tone. Can they go on and win it? 22 minutes left of normal time. Here's Akpan on the right hand side up against Jack Stevens. Shown no room there. Goes back to Tetek, and Aldershot elect on this occasion just to keep possession. Beg your pardon. Here's Tetek now rummaging forward. Tries a little clip ball over the top. Stuttle runs Barham runs onto it. Tries to get his cross in. That's cut out behind by Whitmore, and the Shots have got a corner. And dare I say it, Al, not only are they level in the game, but they're just starting to kind of turn things a little bit in their direction as well.
Absolutely. I think this last 10-15 minutes they've been in the ascendancy and look the more likely team.
Corner then to be taken by Ryan Jones over on the far side. Stuttle's in there on the goalkeeper. Barham's not too far away from there as well. And then just before the ball, or as the ball's hit, are coming together, and the referee is calling over Johnny Stuttle to have a word, and Joe Newton. Bit going on between them. I think the referee will have a word with each of them. I don't think it warrants anything more than that. And then they'll go again and probably do all the same things again. So Henry just shows short for the corner. He just brings Oakley out with him. I think it's still going to come in long. It is, from Ryan Jones. Oh, and a well-timed run there from Aaron Jones, and he only just missed out on it. It wasn't a bad delivery, you know.
That was a better delivery, much better than we've seen so far, and I think Aaron Jones just misjudged it a little bit, and it went over his head, didn't it?
Yeah, so Connor Wilkinson's game is done. He scored, of course, the Solihull Moors goal in the 10th minute, his 10th goal of the season, and he's going to be replaced now by Stevenson. So we'll have a Stevens and a Stevenson on Bradley Stevenson, the number 14. Al, your thoughts on that one?
I could have sworn I saw their number 4 and 3 up earlier, but they're both Osborne
changed their mind.
Newton's still on, so that's whether it was the wrong number being shown or change of heart, I don't know.
One or two Shots fans thought that Solihull Moors were taking the throw from the wrong place. It ended up in touch, and it's an Aldershot Town throw now. Ryan Jones sends it back to Ellison. Ellison across to Lackey Bird, and Bird now to Akpan. Turns inside, he can only see yellow shirts around him. Goes back to Bird, he plays it forward. That's chested down by Bostock into the path of Newton. Finds Stevens. Stevens tries to give and go with Bradley Stevenson, but that doesn't come off. And Shots win possession again. Johnny Stuttle drops deep, just plays it back to his defensive line. He's showing all sorts of movement and runs for the team. Here's Barham coming back, winning the ball. Hargreaves sends it into the path of Ryan Jones. Jones getting down the left hand side now. He's up against Oakley. Oh, it's a lovely trick to shake him off. He's into the penalty area, squares it. Shot comes in! Tipped over the bar. James Henry with the effort. Great save from the lonely keeper Killian Barrett's behind for a corner to the Shots. Al.
Great play by Ryan Jones down this left hand side. Reminiscent of last season when Ryan Glover created the only goal for Laurent Teljage. He got down the left and pulled it back, but on this occasion the keeper was equal to it.
Going to be Ryan Jones with the left-footed out swinger, and it comes to the far post. Ellison's up there, can't win it clearly. The knockdown's bouncing around. Stuttle gets a shot away, and that's blocked behind for another corner to the Shots, and they're looking to try and turn this run round completely. Solihull Moors the better side, deservedly ahead in the first half. Shots have come back into this one strongly and continuing a theme of finishing games well in recent weeks. Can they find themselves a winner and getaway from Damson Park with a third consecutive league victory in the last 3 seasons. In comes this corner from Ryan Jones. Ellison throws himself at it. In the end, nobody can get on it, and Ellison's adjudged to have fouled in doing so, and it will be a free kick. And the Loney goalkeeper's on the floor. He just got caught a little bit. I mean, Ellison threw everything at it, didn't he?
Did really,
he's desperate for that first shot's goal. I don't know how many times he's come close with headers since he's been here on loan.
He's certainly wholehearted, isn't he? I mean, he never shirked from that challenge at all. But what I was going to say, perhaps Solihull were feeling the effects of their injured players now tiring a little bit.
Bostock's coming off now. He's going to be replaced by Tipton, Ollie Tipton, the number 16.
Yeah, he's a holding midfielder. He was with Wolves. He had a loan spell with Notts County last year as well. Mainly a centre half, but he does play a defensive midfielder role.
Okay, goal kick then to Solihull Moors. The Loney keeper Killian Barrett is okay. He kicks out to this right hand side. Ryan Jones realises he doesn't need to challenge for it. It's going into touch anyway, and it's a throw into shots on halfway. We're now 73 and a half minutes into this one. Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 1. In the National League, games going on elsewhere in the National League, the FA Trophy and the National League Cup this evening. I'll run through the latest scores, certainly where there's been changes in a short while. Here's Ryan Jones winning a header against Adu Poku. Barham can only flick the ball on and into touch. So Fylde are now 2-0 up against Ebbsfleet. Ustabasi with the second goal. Both goals coming in the second half. It's 0-0 between Halifax and Sutton. Obviously 1-1 here at Damson Park between Solihull Moors and Aldershot. It's Wealdstone 2, Altrincham 3. Second goal of the evening for Regan Linney. Eastleigh have equalised at Hanwell in the FA Trophy. Hartlepool are 1-0 up against Tamworth in the FA Trophy. Gary Medine with the goal for them. Rochdale 1-0 up at Leamington. Adebayo rolling with the goal there. And Woking 2-1 up against Havant and Waterlooville. Weymouth winning 2-1 at Yeovil. And that brings you up to date with the other scores in the National League and the FA Trophy. There's a ball forward from Ellison straight through to the Solihull Moors keeper. Woking have scored a third against Havant and Waterlooville in the FA Trophy. Hi to Baz, Jill and Alfie, all listening in Sheffield. Come on the shot. 15 minutes left, 1-1 here, and all 3 points up for grabs. There's a ball over the top from Osborne, well shepherded by Bird. Bradley Stevenson acknowledges the idea. Van Stapperschoof rolls the ball out to Bird. Bird finds Akpan. Akpan lifted a ball over the top. James Clark winning the header. He's the right back, but he's covering on the inside so many times, isn't he? There's a strong header from Oakley. Comes back from Aaron Jones and then off the head of Oakley for a second time. And into touch on halfway. Ryan Jones takes, throws it down the line. Will it go through to Henry? No. Jamie Osborne's there, just gets a slight touch, lifts it forward. Aaron Jones heads it powerfully back. James Henry with the header on. Stuttle competes for it inside, can't win it, but Ryan Jones runs nicely onto it. He's running to the edge of the area. He's in the edge of the area, tries to play a forward pass, won't come off, but it finds Barham. Barham goes down, picks himself up again inside the penalty area, wanders forward, and the ball drifts behind for another corner to the Shots, who are once again finishing the stronger.
Yeah, this second half has been a different story, hasn't it? We've looked sharper, looked more on it, and really are on top at the moment, so 70, I hope I don't tempt fate here. 76 and a half minutes. We can only call what we see, and they are on top at the moment, Al, that's fact. In it comes from Ryan Jones. Header away, edge picked up by Tetek, sends it back in. Keeper half punches it away, doesn't quite gather it. There's a little push in the back of a Shots player, nothing given. Out to the right hand side, Tetek's got it. Can he get it back in? No, another cross is blocked, and Shots win their sixth corner of the evening. Tetek quickly runs out there just to give James Henry the option of taking it short and quick. The Shots are looking bright, they're looking lively. Kai Corbett comes back from a little warm up as well. Are we going to see him in action, or is that him just keeping stretched and warm? Ryan Jones with the corner, and it comes into the fast post. It's
punched away by the keeper, and once again the referee spots an infringement in the area from a Shots player, and
Hugo holds his arms.
Hugo holds his
What
arms.
was that?
Yeah, he looks to the fourth official for some sort of confirmation of what it was. I think it pretty obviously was a push from someone. Wealdstone have levelled against Altrincham, and Alex Reid joins Regan Linney with a brace on the evening. 3-3 in that one. 1-1 here. And Shots once again, we never quite know what they might have done from a set piece, because an infringement's occurred as the ball comes in. Goal kick to be taken by Killian Barrett on his debut, the Sheffield Wednesday loanee, replacing Laurie Walker in the team tonight. Ball comes off the head of Adupoku, and you made a good point earlier, Al. Solihull Moors have managed to get some of their better, stronger players back in the starting lineup tonight, but as the game's wearing on, they're not quite, some of them, able to complete it, and Shots are bringing on players that are fresh and lively. As Stuttle holding the ball up, plays it into the path of Barham. Barham can't keep it in, and it will now be a throw to the home side, Solihull Moors. 5 places and 6 points above Shots coming into this one. Mike Brown says, please thank Alan for all his knowledge and his little snippets on players that he adds. It's a great insight and adds to the game. And Lewis Davis messaged in as well. He said, fingers crossed for a strong last 15. Is keeping him interested while he's wrapping presents. 79 minutes gone. Here's Newton in an advanced position, holding the ball up. Gets a ball back now, sends it inside to Jamie Osborne, always available. Tetek trying to win the ball off him. Osborne continues his run, plays it in. It's cleared away by Ryan Jones. Up towards Stuttle. Good touch from him. Into the path of Henry, who wins it. The counter-attack could be on here for the Shots. Stuttle sends it out to the right-hand side to Akpan. Stuttle's making his way in the middle. Barham's making his way in the middle. In comes the cross. Headed away. Solihull Moors favourites to get on it, but no, Hargreaves is onto it. Edge of the area, tries a shot. It's on target, but it's easy for the Moors loanee goalkeeper Barrett to gather. Shot on target from Cameron Hargreaves. Again, Aldershot looking really quick and strong on the transition. Good work from Henry and Stuttle.
Yeah, and Hargreaves was up there. He's not impressed in front of goal. He's had a few efforts in the past and not really threatened much, has he? But he was there. That was the main thing.
Here's a huge clearance from the back for Aldershot, won in the air by Clark, but he can only head it into the path of Ryan Jones. Jones finds Johnny Stuttle on the left-hand side, continues his run forward. Stuttle plays it back to Jones inside the box. Keeper comes out well, reads it really, really well, does Barrett, and snaffles the ball at the feet of Ryan Jones. Meanwhile, Jamie Osborne carrying the ball up to halfway, eventually forced to turn back by Hargreaves, and Hargreaves does really well. In the end, pokes it into touch. Osborne takes the throw himself down the line. Aaron Jones stretches every sinew to win the header, but he can only find touch. We're into the last 10 minutes, listeners. The Shots are level, and they've been very impressive in this second half. Here's Clark, always quick to react, sending the ball forward. Adupoku down the right hand side. It's the byline, squares it across. Oh, lovely little touch from Ashley Akpan. Right in front of his far post, tries a little back heel, steers it away from the on-rushing Stevens, I think it was, or Stevenson, and now he tries a huge diagonal ball out to the left, and it's trapped nicely by Henry. Shots have got the counter-attack on again. Henry lifts it up to the far post. Barham heads it down. Johnny Stuttle tries a shot, and it's again on target, but it's weak. He couldn't quite get any real power on it, but the Shots now are starting to look far more potent in the attack.
That was a good counter-attack. 2-3 good passes, and Johnny Stuttle was in a perfect position to hammer a volley, but he just hit it into the ground, unfortunately. But,
loved that from Ashley Akpan. Not only the composure in front of his own goal, the deft touch, just to wrong foot the on-rushing Solihull Moors player, and he didn't settle for that. He then carried it halfway down the right side of the pitch before pinging a perfect diagonal ball out to James Henry. Here's a little knockdown into the path of Henry. I think Henry's fouled his man there, but Stuttle and Henry making exactly the impact that you'd want them to make.
Yep, we're looking much better balanced now. You know, we've got the creative of Henry. Henry's aware of where all the players are. When he receives it, he knows exactly what to do with it. Maxi Mullins is a willing worker, but he hasn't got that nous that Henry has. So that's made a big difference.
7.5 minutes plus whatever's added to go. And it's not just Al that's shivering now, I'm shivering as well. The goal kick comes in, it's headed into touch. I think it might have been by Akpan again. The throw-in's taken quickly. Newton exchanging passes with the substitute that's just come on, Ollie Tipton, and eventually they go all the way back to Killian Barrett. It's funny, isn't it? And you see in games of football, one team looks far the better in one half, and then it can change, and this one has done, hasn't it? I think both sides have scored in the half that they were better at. Here's Solihull Moors on the edge of the area. Jamie Osborne's going to try a shot from distance, and it's just wide. It started central to the goal and then started to drift out wide. In the end, it beat the dive of Van Stappershoef and the far post. Here's Ryan Jones sending a huge ball forward. Stuttle will chase it towards the corner flag. He should get there first. He's pushed over. That has to be a free kick, and the referee's not given it, and that's a shocker. And now he's given a free kick the other way. What's that for?
I don't believe that.
I don't know how you can give a free kick to Solihull there. You can't, surely. He's literally pushed in the back. It's a clear foul, and the referee gives a foul to Solihull. Lads in front of me, am I losing it, or has the referee had a bit of a mare there? He's given it the Arsene Wenger, isn't he? He's given it the Arsene Wenger. He was tweeting. Fair enough. All right. Well, the ref's he's been all right tonight. To be fair, Gareth Rose, he hasn't got a lot wrong, but he had an absolute stinker there.
To be honest, he spent 3 or 4 seconds before he actually gave the free kick to Solihull.
I mean, it's either a goal kick or a free kick to Aldershot. It was never a free kick to Solihull, but we move on as we have to.
Might have been Stuttle's reaction.
Right, Henry's got hands on Osborne, and we're going to have another substitution. It's Matty Warburton that's going to come on. That's the end of Oakley's evening, and they're going to have a bit of a reshuffle here, Solihull Moors, to throw the dice and go for all 3 points, because you've basically got an attacking midfielder coming on for a centre-back.
Back 3, I think.
You're going to a back 3 most likely. Osborne sends a huge free kick forward. Van Stappershoef jumps unopposed and catches it. So we'll try and keep a little eye on that Solihull Moors formation. Looks to me like a bit of a throw of the dice from Andy Wing. To be honest, in the last 15-20 minutes, Solihull Moors have been staying in this game. Here's a little knockdown from Stuttle looking for Barham inside the penalty area, but it's cleared away. And Ryan Jones gets a good touch on it, but it's cleared forward again, being held up now by Bradley Stevenson. Another petty foul, and all the little soft fouls are being given against Aldershot all of a sudden, Al. And Johnny Stuttle can't believe it, and he dissents it, and he's going to get a yellow card, his first in the Shots colours. I think there's 2 elements to that. I think it was a really soft challenge, but once again a referee proving that you can't argue that you might get away with one brief show of an appeal, but anything more than that and the yellow card's going to come out.
Yeah, and Johnny Stuttle just kicked it back about 2 yards, that's why he got booked. But anyway, it's that little bit of dissent that does get punished. Bad tackles sometimes don't.
We're into the final 4 minutes. Shots have won the ball back in their own half. Aaron Jones squares it across to Tetek. Tetek lets the ball run across him, as he does so intelligently so often, and then sends it out to Akpan on the right. Akpan tries an early cross from deep, and that one isn't of the quality of the previous one we described. And Solihull Moors play it up to Stevenson, who bats off Ellison and then crashes into Hargreaves. The ball's in touch. Aldershot appeal for the throw. They're not going to get it. Tipton takes it inside to Osborne. Mike Brown says, Rob and Alan, there's many listeners tonight. Really appreciate you both freezing bits of you off for us. I did write it as politely as that. Here's Solihull Moors trying to see if they can nick it themselves in these last 3 minutes, and I think it's testimony to how well Shots have played that I use that term, that if Solihull Moors were to get it now, they would be nicking it. Ball forward, it's a little bit straight. James Clark can let that run through to Killian Barrett, and it remains 1-1, and in 2.5 minutes or so we'll keep an eye out for the fourth officials board, see how much extra time there's going to be, and Alan will start thinking about his Aldershot Town man of the match. Probably likely to come from a showing in the second half where they've been far better. Here's a good exchange, but once again James Clark is well positioned and feeds the ball to Tipton. Tipton finds the ever available Osborne. He finds Bradley Stevenson, twists, turns, sends it across, looks to find Akpan, who can't win it cleanly, but almost disrupts the Solihull Moors attack. Osborne's back on the ball. 88 minutes gone, 2 to go plus added time. 1-1 here at Damson Park. Good ball into Stevens, going to try a shot from distance. What a goal! An incredible goal from Jack Stevens, who I have barely mentioned in commentary all night. An absolute ripper, curled into the top corner, and Solihull Moors have done exactly what we feared they might, Al, and potentially nick this one with 1.5 minutes to go. Solihull Moors 2, Aldershot Town 1.
And that came right out of the blue. He must have been a good 25-30 yards out, and it actually rocketed into Geordie's top corner. I don't think he had any chance for that at all. Obviously,
unbelievable strike, listeners. We can only call it as we see it. Shots have been the better side in this second half, but Solihull Moors have stayed in the game, and they've potentially won it here with just over 1 minute to go by as good a goal as you'll see in the National League. Stevens picking the ball up on the left side, carrying it forward and in towards goal for about 10 yards, and then letting fly with a curler. Van Stappershoef, absolutely no chance, and quite possibly the best goal I've seen all season. And sadly, Shots fans, it's gone against the Shots, who've been the better side in this second half. Here's Stevens picking the ball up again, and again the minute Aldershot put a foot anywhere near a Solihull Moors player, the referee gives them a free kick. Now listen, that's a goal of quality that's worthy of winning any game. I think the biggest frustration for Shots, apart from that goal, has just been the number of petty fouls that have been awarded against him in the final 15 minutes from a referee who I thought had a pretty good game. Just seemed to have taken a little bit of a dislike for one of the teams in the last 15 minutes and given absolutely everything against them, Al.
4 minutes added time.
4 added, yep. At half time we were thinking about Aldershot Town staying in the game, and we've witnessed them come strongly back into the game, and Solihull Moors stay in it, and that's a moment of quality. And Jack Stevens says, anything Connor Wilkinson can do, I can do too, and the pair of them tonight have gone up to their double figures, 10 goals each. 10 goals each, and it looks like, barring something in these last 3 or 4 added minutes from Shots, it looks like it's going to be all 3 points staying here in Solihull Moors. Ball drifts past everybody and into touch, throw into Aldershot in front of their own corner flag. Post-match reaction to come in the next 24 hours on the BBC Surrey Twitter feed. We'll switch off the equipment at the end of this pretty swiftly tonight, listeners, and we'll get reaction from the Aldershot Town management team. Kai Corbett's going to come on for these last couple of minutes of added time, and that's a poor stray pass from Solihull Moors in their own half. Akpan's quickly onto it, comes forward, is checked, sends the ball in. Stuttle, is he fouled? No. Solihull Moors quickly getting bodies back for the cause, clearing the ball into touch on halfway. Corbett, who's not on the pitch yet, he will do now. Not sure who he's going to come on for. He's going to come on for Aaron Jones, who puts the armband on Ryan Jones, who's going to skip at the side for the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Corbett into the fray, and Ryan Jones, I think for the first time in competitive Shots action, wearing the armband. I think he might have got it even just because he was the nearest player at the time, and they don't want to waste any time. Here's Ellison, sends the ball to Hargreaves. The Shot's desperate, they've got to take a chance here. Corbett with his first touch now on the left side, dribbling with the ball. Sends it out to the right hand side, looking for a shots player, can't find him, but it's only cleared into path of Henry. Henry out to Tetek, who's on the right hand side. He's got the overlap from Lucky Bird, plays it forward to Henry. Henry takes it in control, he's down by the corner flag. He comes back to Bird to Tetek. Tetek tries the ball into the penalty area. Corbett tries to pull it back, and there's a double deflection. It was going to be a corner, but it came back and hit Corbett again. It's a goal kick to Solihull Moors. We've got 90 seconds left, listeners. And the shots who've played so well in the second half look as if they're going to go down here to Solihull Moors. It's going to be another game without a win on the road. But you can't really be too critical of that performance, particularly in the second half, Hal.
No, well, we didn't settle for the point. We were going for a winner, and a lot of teams would have shut up shop, but Aldershot, to their credit, kept coming forward, and they looked like the team to score. But right out of the blue, Stevens produced that beautiful shot from 25-30 yards.
Tamworth have equalised at Hartlepool 1-1 there, and haven't have pulled 2 goals back. At Woking it's 3-3 there now in the FA Trophy, and they are fighting for the right to play Ratcliffe Borough in the next round of the FA Trophy. Sorry lads. Here's Henry sending the ball out to Bird. The ball's in touch. Aldershot will have another throw. They take it quickly. Can they make one last chance in these final few seconds? Andy Winks shouting and screaming, I don't know what. Ball in to Ryan Jones to the penalty edge of the penalty. Sends a ball in, headed away by Whitmore, only as far as Ellison. Solihull Moors try and get out, but the shots are going to come again. Lucky Bird ventures forward, plays a ball down the right. Oh, could have put the ball in the area, and then he threads a ball down the right side. There's absolutely nobody there, and it just runs behind the goal, and I can't understand what was in his mind there.
If I'm going to be critical, he's been good defensively, Lucky Bird, but his distribution sometimes lets him down, and it did on that occasion.
We wondered at half time if the shots might be able to do a smash and grab tonight. In all honesty, Solihull Moors have done that in the second half. They've been outplayed for much of it. Shots got themselves level. They've had 2 or 3 really decent chances to win the game themselves, but that terrific curled strike from 20 yards from Jack Stevens looks as if it's going to win this one. The ball's in touch, something's going on off the ball. Aldershot have taken a throw. Van Stappershoef gives it back to Lucky Bird. It's a horrible foul on Lucky Bird over on the far side. That's got to be at least a yellow card for, I think it's Bradley Stevenson, who's just thrown in there, and he's probably a lucky boy to get yellow because that was absolutely wild. Shots have got a free kick. Van Stappershoef is out of his area, and time is pretty much up here. He slips as he sends it forward, Van Stappershoef, headed away by Solihull Moors. There's the final whistle, 95 minutes and 22 seconds in, and it ends Solihull Moors 2, Aldershot Town 1. Here with his summing up of this one is Alan Baldwin.
Well, classic game of 2 halves, wasn't it? Solihull were 1-0 up at half time, deservedly so. Aldershot never had a sniff at goal, and then in the second half they did seem to have a spring more in their step. They got on the front foot more, and they scored a really good equaliser, and from that moment on I thought they looked the likelier team to go on and win it. But out of the blue, Jack Stevens produces a moment of magic, and we come away with nothing.
Man of the
match is difficult, but I think Ellison had a good game at the back. He was up against a very difficult customer in Connor Wilkinson. He seemed to handle him better as the game went on. Ryan Jones was always a threat on the left, and I think he deserves a mention, as Ashley Akpan on the right.
Akpan did extremely well, yeah. Tetek and Hargreaves as well.
My man of the match is Tetek, because he was tidy in distribution. He was always in the right place to pick up the ball. He was instrumental in some of the attacks in the second half. So yeah, Dejan Tetek for me.
Thank you very much, Al. No complaints with that. Strong showings from Tetek, from Hargreaves, from Ellison, and from Akpan. And it's a tough one to take, listeners, for the shots who've more than played their part in this one tonight. But it's a goal of the highest quality from Jack Stevens that's won this. just 2 or 3 minutes from time here at Damson Park. Prior to that, of course, the shots had got level through. An excellent Jack Barham header. I think the assist was from Cameron Hargreaves, and of course Connor Wilkinson with a header from a John Bostock free kick 10 minutes in, which gave Solihull Moors the lead. They'll move onwards and upwards up the league. The Shots sadly will find themselves still just a few places and a few points away from the relegation zone. Al and I are going to wrap up nice and quickly. I'm sure you'll appreciate, listeners, it's a very, very cold evening here in the Midlands. We'll get the equipment packed up. We'll go and get post-match from Hugo and or Richard. And we'll speak to you again on Saturday, where the Shots will take on FC Halifax Town in the National League. Myself and Steve Gibbs will speak to you then. Final score here at Damson Park: Solihull Moors 2, Aldershot Town 1.